I'm making this video for you. This is a Sig Sauer 1911 Extreme, and the video I want to make is a complete disassembly and reassembly of the entire frame and the slide. And the reason I'm doing this is because the gun was dirty and I wanted to clean it, and I couldn't figure out how to get it apart, because normally to break it down with an ambidextrous safety, you take this side off first, then you take this side off. Well, it doesn't work that way with this gun. Second of all, the way the extractor comes out is not the same as it is with a Colt or other 1911s. So to continue on, I'm going to do a complete field strip and disassembly and reassembly of the frame and the slide. Okay, now I'm going to safety check the weapon, take the magazine out, and we're going to check to make sure the chamber is clear. And no bullets came out, so the chamber is clear. And if I put the slide stop on, you can actually look down the barrel and see that there are no bullets in here, only my finger. Okay, so let's close the slide. Okay, now I've already sped things up a little bit. One of the things you're going to want to do is to remove the grips, and they come off real easy when you take the screws out. Okay, yeah, we're going to put that, cock the hammer and put the safety on. Okay, we're going to now remove the plunger spring and the barrel bushing. Push this down. Now this is under spring tension, be very careful, and push it down, and you're going to turn the barrel. Once that's down, you're going to turn the barrel bushing clockwise this way. Okay, and we push that down, we turn the barrel bushing, and again this is under spring tension. Release it very gently, and out it comes. We're going to take the plunger out, we're going to take the spring out. We're going to now turn the barrel bushing counterclockwise to the right, and then take the barrel bushing out. Okay, we're now going to take the safety off, and with the hammer cocked back, we're going to bring the gun to the disconnect position. Notice there's two notches here. This is the slide stop, this is the disconnect position right here. We're going to bring the slide back till we hit the disconnect position. Turn the gun over, and you'll notice there's a pin here. You're going to take your finger, push on that pin. That brings the slide stop out. And we're going to take the slide stop out, put that aside, and then we're going to hold the gun upside down, take the slide off, put the frame down for a second. Okay, and now we have the guide rod. We're going to take that out. We're going to take the link on the barrel bushing, or the link on the barrel, and push that forward and slide the barrel out. And that's a complete field strip of this weapon. Okay, now that we got all that taken care of, we're going to now start to take the frame apart. Okay, what we want to do first is to remove the safety. Okay, so what we're going to do is, with the hammer must be in the cocked position to take this out. We're going to grab a hold of the safety and put the safety on, and then start wiggling it back and forth and up and down, and at the same time pulling backwards, pulling it out this way to get the safety out. And this takes a little bit of doing. And just let the safety work itself up and down, and eventually it comes out. We're going to get a pair of pliers or something, or a pair of tweezers, and we're going to take out this spring here, which holds the safety in, and it holds the slide stop. Okay, gently pull that out, and it looks like the spring is broken, but it isn't really. That's just the way they make these things. Okay, we take that out, put it aside. Now here's one of the differences between the Colt and the other ones that have ambidextrous safeties. Now you can get this ambidextrous safety off. Normally with a Colt or some other 1911s with ambidextrous safeties, you have to remove this side first. It doesn't work that way with a Sig. Okay, so we just lift it up and pull it out. Okay, and now this safety is off. Okay, and in this position now, we're going to hold the gun in this position, push in on the grip safety even though it's disconnected, and we're going to hold on to the hammer and pull the trigger and let the hammer go forward. Okay, at that point we now are going to have to the safety or the grip safety won't come out because the mainspring has to be removed first. So in order to remove the mainspring, we get ourselves a punch and a block of wood or something to block it up with, and we're going to remove this pin. Okay, and we take our trusty hammer and pin and we knock this pin out. And if you notice here, there's two sides to this pin. This side has a divot on it and this side is rounded. We want to use the divot end first because the punch fits in there quite nicely. Now, where's the punch I just had? The big one. This one. Okay. We take that and we're going to knock this pin out. And the pin comes out. And as you said, you notice that it's got the rounded part here and the part with the divot on it. Okay, we take the punch out and then we can pull the mainspring down. Take it all the way out and the grip safety comes out. Just slides right out. Next thing to come out is the mainspring. In order to get the mainspring out, which is pretty easy, you just slide the hammer strut forward, and this thing, just turn it over and it pops right out, and that's the mainspring coming out. And now we're going to take out the hammer, okay, which is relatively easy. Now when we take the hammer out, there's another part that's going to be coming out, which is this little lever here that just popped up. You can see it. Okay, this little lever hits a plunger on here and the slide, which lets the firing pin go forward, which is a safety. It's called the Series 80s safety. In case the gun should happen to fall and hit the hammer or whatever, the only way that the gun is going to fire is if somebody pulls the trigger, because if this piece doesn't come up and hit that plunger, the firing pin will never go forward. So we're going to take the hammer out along with this piece, and this is relatively easy to do. All you do is push on this pin a little bit. It comes out on the other side and you pull it out, put that aside, and the hammer comes out and this piece comes out. Next thing we're going to remove is the sear and the disconnect, and that is held in with this spring. Okay, or not spring, but with this punch or pin. And we're going to take a small punch. Matter of fact, we don't even have to do that. We can tap it a little bit and it'll come out. There's the pin. Here's another part of the Series 80s that's going to come out, and right here is the sear and the disconnect. The disconnect and the sear. Two pieces. Okay, the next thing to take out is we're going to remove the magazine release. In order to do that, we need a screwdriver. A small screwdriver will work. And we take a finger and push on the magazine release. Turn the gun over, and you'll notice that this pops out. We're going to put the screwdriver in here, push on this, and then you kind of find a sweet spot, push on the screw, turn it counterclockwise, and out comes the magazine release. And that just comes right out the side. And then to remove the hammer, you just push on the hammer, and the hammer comes right out. God, not the hammer, the trigger. Push on the trigger, and it comes right out. And that is the basic, or not basic, but the complete field strip and disassembly of the frame. One other thing we can add to this is on the magazine release, there's a spring in here. This can, if this gets dirty and you want to clean it, all you do is take your screwdriver, push in on the screw, and turn it clockwise. And you may notice that there is a little notch right here with a bar in it, and you're going to be turning that up. Now be careful with this, because this is under spring tension. So we push this in and hold it, and again it's under spring tension. Push it a little bit, turn it clockwise, and out it comes. And you may want to oil this to clean it and oil it, and to put it back in, it's just a reverse process. Push it in, take the screwdriver, put the screwdriver in, line it up properly, and push it in and turn it counterclockwise. Okay, now for the reassembly. This is the fun part. We're going to do everything backwards now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the trigger back in, and the trigger, if you notice, is one side of this bar here is higher on the trigger. And another thing to point out, make it easier, is there's a little Allen set screw here which you really don't want to mess with. That's usually set at the factory to eliminate any kind of trigger creep. And you want to put that in so that this Allen screw is at the bottom, and that slides into this channel, and the trigger's in. The trigger is in. Now you have the trigger in, you're going to put the magazine release back in, and the magazine release goes in basically the same way. You push it in here, you put it in on this side, and you take your screwdriver and you push on the screw, and at the same time with your other finger over here on the magazine release, you're going to push that forward, which is going to push against the screw, and you're going to turn the screw right here. See, there's a sweet spot in here where this will turn. There it is. It's just a matter of finding the spot where you push the magazine release in, turn the screw clockwise all the way, and the magazine release snaps back in.